Have you ever wondered what the flag of your country really represented? Well, take a look at 20 of them so you'll learn more about your culture and also what matters the most to people all around the world. Make sure you stay tuned until the end so that you won't miss your favorite country. If your country was part of this list, don't forget to subscribe and please give this video a big thumbs up. Today, we are showing you 20 flags of the world and the stories behind them. USA. Most people watching this video come from the United States of America. This is why we want to start with this one. As long as you stay until the end of this video, you probably know the horizontal red and white stripes represent the 13 colonies that declared independence: Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, and Virginia. The 50 stars also represent the 50 current states of America. But did you know that there have been 28 versions of the flag that we all know since 1775 with different numbers of stars and stripes? It takes a lot of work to get the perfect result.
Hey guys, we are so excited to announce we are producing our own original content. Head over to The Trendy for the best DIYs, fashion tips, makeup hacks, and so much more. We are sure you're going to love it. And be sure to let us know what you think in the comment section. We love to hear from you. See you there.
Liberia. Don't you think that this flag looks just like the one we have seen before? That's because they actually used it as an inspiration. Abolitionists wanted freed slaves to return to Africa, so they purchased a land. They call it Liberia, inspired by the word liberty. Just like the USA, the colony proclaimed its independence, and a national flag was needed. This time, the number of stripes represented the number of men who signed the Liberian Declaration of Independence. A star was also used to show that they were the only independent Western-style state in Africa. But unlike Americans, they kept the same flag for a century and a half, even though people asked for a new design inspired by African countries. Canada. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Oh, Canada, what does your flag represent? Also called the maple leaf flag. The leaf has only been added in 1965 when Prime Minister Lester B. Pearson sparked a debate about a flag change to replace the Union flag. He noticed that many Canadians' battalions included a maple leaf in their insignia during World War I, and this is why he decided to make it a symbol of this country. In 1921, King George V made red and white the official colors of Canada. It was inspired by St. George's Cross and the French royal emblem. This is how the Canadian flag was created that we all know today. Germany. The German flag stands out with its black, red, and gold colors. It dates back from 1840 when the Frankfurt Parliament decided that they were the official colors of Germany. They said that it represented democracy. That's because it was inspired by the medieval banner of the Holy Roman Empire. It had a black eagle with 2 heads and red claws and a beak on a golden field. The 3 colors can also be associated with the uniforms of the soldiers who fought for their country during the Napoleonic War. It is just a great example of how 3 simple colors can mean a lot of things. South Africa. This is probably one of the most colorful flags that we have ever seen, and once again these colors all mean something. When Nelson Mandela was released from prison in 1990, people asked for a new national flag for their country. The colors black, yellow, and green were inspired by the banner of the African National Congress, Nelson Mandela's political party. The red, white, and blue were taken from the flags of the European colonists. And there is also the letter Y, which represents the diversity of the nation and their convergence towards a unified path. This flag is pretty new, as it was adopted recently in 1994. China. You immediately recognize this flag, but did you ever know what it means? The color red actually represents the Communist Revolution in Japan. Then we see the 5 stars. The 4 smaller stars represent the social classes of the Chinese society: the working class, the peasantry, the urban petty bourgeoisie, and the national bourgeoisie. Then we have the big star, which is another symbol of the Communist Revolution. So we can see that this country really wants to make it clear that this is all about communism, as they had this flag since 1949. Things seem to be the same in this country, so we don't think that they are going to change anytime soon. Vietnam. As you can see, this country was really inspired by China. They love their ceremonies and their symbols, and you can clearly see it when you look at their flag. They always liked the colors red and yellow, but the flag that we know today was finally adopted by the Communist Party of Vietnam in 1945, following World War II. Unfortunately, another war followed shortly after the Republic of Vietnam started using a yellow flag with 3 red horizontal stripes in the south of the country. But when they lost the war, the flag from 1945 finally came back in the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. We hope that it will stay there because we don't want to see people fighting again in this country. India. We all love to eat Indian food and watch some Bollywood movies, but there is so much more that you need to know about this culture. Their flag is also known as the Tiranga, which means tricolor. It was originally meant to represent the 2 main religious groups of the nation. The red was associated with the Hindus, and the green was associated with the Muslims. There was also a white stripe in the middle to show that these 2 groups could live together in peace. You can also see the wheel of law, which represents the endless circle of life. The flag evolved through time and has a new meaning nowadays. Japan. This flag is really simple, and it is all we need to understand that we are talking about the land of the rising sun. And this is exactly what is portrayed on this flag when you look at the red dot. The sun has been used on the Japanese flags since 1184, but it changed over the years. The Japanese have a philosophical approach to all kinds of designs. This is why we love that their flag is simple and that it has appropriate symbolism. They also like to see the hot color red with the cold color white, just like the circle of the sun contrasts with the rectangle of the flag. We love Japanese designs, so we knew that they were going to come up with something great with their flag. UK. We know that a lot of you come from the United Kingdom, so now it's time to talk about the Union Jack. It consists of the cross of St. Patrick, the red cross of St. George, and the saltire of St. Andrews. This is how they all reunited together in one flag. Wales is also part of the UK, but it is not a part of the Union Jack. That's because at the time when the flag was created, Wales was still part of the Kingdom of England. No matter what, we love the flag as it is, so we hope that it won't change anytime soon. Australia. Have you ever wondered why the whole flag of the United Kingdom was on the Australian flag? It represents the colonization by the British. The big 7-pointed star on the left is also known as the Star of the Federation. It represents the country's 6 states, and the 7th one is for its territories. The stars on the right half of the flag represent the Southern Cross constellation, visible from every state and territory. It is a beautiful thought that wherever you are in this country, you just have to look up to the sky and you know that you are home. Greece. This flag is as blue as the sea and as blue as the buildings in this country, but that would be too easy. This is not the real story behind this flag. During the revolution, many flags were displayed locally with a lot of different colors. They finally chose the colors blue and white in 1822 to express their dedication to the Greek Orthodox faith. The cross symbolizes the wisdom of God, freedom, and country. Then we have the 9 horizontal stripes, which represent the 9 syllables in the battle cry of independence. A picture can say 1,000 words, and this is why we can write the whole history of a country in a simple flag. Russia. This flag was simply inspired by the Dutch red, white, blue tricolor, but the Russians rearranged it to make it white, blue, red. But other people were more interested in giving it some Russian symbolism. They associated it with the red shield of the Grand Principality of Moscow with St. George cloaked in blue and mounted on a white horse. Others also think that it's a reference to the quartered flag of white and red with a blue cross that was flown on the first Russian warship. It changed a lot over the years, but Russians finally decided to stick to the white, blue, red flag. With so many interpretations, we'll just let you choose your favorite. Mexico. We would just love to see a beautiful taco on this flag, but Mexicans found something better to represent their country. It's pretty simple, as we can see 3 vertical stripes in green, white, and red. The green represents hope and joy. The white is a symbol of peace and religion, and the red can be associated with the independence of the nation. Then there is the coat of arms, which is a symbol of the Aztec heritage of the nation. There is even a legend associated with this flag. The gods told the Aztec people to settle at a location where they saw an eagle feeding on a snake perched atop a cactus. This is where the city that is now known as Mexico City was founded. Brazil. The first thing that we think about when we hear about this country is all the festivals. And when you look at their flag, you can clearly see that they want to party all night long. That's because the white stars represent the night sky over Rio de Janeiro. But this is not the most important meaning hidden in this flag. The motto on the Brazilian flag is Ordem e Progresso. It translates to order and progress. It was inspired by the motto of the French philosopher Auguste Comte: love as a principle and order as the basis, progress as the goal. If there could be one thing written on the flag of your country, what would it be? Don't be shy to answer in the comment section down below. Spain. This country still uses symbols that have origins that stretch back for centuries. The flag used to be white with a coat of arms, but King Charles III decided that the country needed to stand stand out a little bit with more colors. The lion symbol has been used by a Roman legion thousands of years ago. There is also the gold shield with 4 red bars, which is associated with the grandson of Charlemagne, when he was honored the Count of Barcelona for his heroism centuries ago. On the coat of arms, you can also see the motto Plus Ultra, which means more beyond. It represents the discoveries by Spanish explorers. It just makes us want to learn more about the coat of arms of our own country. Denmark. What is really interesting about this flag is that many people think that it is the oldest flag in the world that we still use today, as it was created in 1219. The flag actually represents Christianity and its influence on the Nordic countries like Iceland, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. This is why these countries all have a similar flag. According to a legend, the flag just fell from the sky in 1219 when the king defeated the Estonians. But historians don't believe in this theory. They think that the flag was actually just inspired by old Crusader banners. We'll let you believe in the story that you prefer. Malaysia. Here's another flag that looks just like the American flag. It might be really similar, but it actually has a really different meaning. The 14 horizontal red and white stripes, just like the 14 arms in the star, actually represent the 13 Malaysian members and the federal government. It is a way to represent their equality in status. Then we have the crescent and the star symbol. It represents the most important religion in this country, Islam. We also have 2 important colors. Yellow is the traditional royal color of the country, and blue represents the unity of people in this country. Now that we know about this, we know that flags are much more important than we thought. Italy. In geography class, everyone learned how to know where this country was when our teacher told us that it looks just like a boot. And we can also easily recognize its flag as soon as we see it. Since the 1200s, there were a lot of flags and coats of arms to represent this country. This is why they decided to create a flag that would have a meaning for every Italian people. The green, white, red tricolor was presented in 1796, and the colors were inspired by the uniforms of the urban militia of Milan. Italians were proud to have a true flag of their homeland, and Italian troops carried the tricolor in their battles. France. Here we have another tricolor with simply different colors. The French tricolor was inspired by the red, white, and blue cockades worn by King Louis XVI during the Revolution. White represents the French royalty, while red and blue can be associated with Paris, the national capital. Nowadays, they also represent liberty, equality, and fraternity, which are the ideals of the French Revolution. This is how the country will remember how they changed the world forever. What was the flag of your country? Don't be shy to tell us where you are from in the comments section down below. We love to hear about you. And that's it for 20 flags of the world and the stories behind them. For more stories like this, make sure you watch 15 hidden images and logos you never noticed. Thanks for watching.